Hello Aries, and welcome to your August 2023 reading. So I meditated on your energy and what Spirit wanted to talk to you about. First of all, when I look at this, I think that probably that North Node, South Node shift into your sign has probably done a pretty good effect on you. You come into the month with, here we have the 7 of Cups in reverse, the 6 of Cups, and the 10 of Wands. So, of course, the mark of everything you've been carrying, that was probably a sort, a lot. Sometimes we carry things that time, expectations and things like that, where emotionally, maybe for a long time, we had the projections of everything we need to carry and what it would give and what it would do. The 7 of Cups is, Venus in Scorpio, in a sense of Venus that wants to come in, expand. It arrives in Scorpio where there's still leftover old traumas, pains, sadnesses, and maybe you've been carrying a lot of that. That would have obstructed your heart chakra, your capacity to just be in this moment where love, pure water, with living pure water, is simply being exchanged like children would do. Probably things from your childhood also. But here, we are releasing this, we're conscious of this. Okay, so the light or the energy of the moon showed that. And this month, I think you're going to get rid of it. Tower in reverse. And a tower in reverse is much more pleasant than a tower like this. Although, they're like a needed shock. It is the lightning of the divine that falls. And it is giving, see these letter yods in gold, download. As we fall, but we fall from a structure that couldn't hold. When it's in reverse, sometimes it happens outside of us, or we are not the ones being so shaken, but it's more like we're witnessing it. It's a bit more smooth. We're understanding it. And what you're going to see is maybe how this had an effect on you. That tower this month is actually going to help you release a lot of things that you were carrying, linked to maybe abandonment, maybe not feeling enough, maybe, like the end, it's endless with the 5 of Pentacles. But basically, it's when we believe that we have to do more in order to receive, because we're not worthy. So if that belief, those memories that created this belief are within you, of course they would project, how somebody expresses themselves and what you read from it based on this. And then, just taking more and more responsibilities in order to compensate for the idea that you have of your worth. The node energy that just got into your sign, under that 6 of Cups, we have High Priestess and Pope, one over the other. Now, there's a true spiritual insight, the best way it can be shown. And, of course, normal that it would give this after. Everything that is not based on this knowledge cannot hold anymore. Okay? So, here, High Priestess, of course, it rules the moon, and the Pope, the knowledge and the discernment, how to apply the spiritual knowledge that has been grasped by the High Priestess, which is still connected to the other side of the veil, to cosmic intelligence, to everything that is invisible. Under the tower, we have this. So what the tower is trying to shake, I'll probably reverse this like this, 8 of Wands in reverse. That's when we have a hard time being in the flow. That, you know, just that serendipity of life, of dancing with the universe. Our sun, and we're entering Leo season. So the, you know, the focus on just the simple joy of expressing yourself, of putting yourself out there, making moves, that understanding. And if you notice, around the Ace of Swords, there is those same little nuggets of the letter Yod. This is really the letter Yod in Hebrew, which means, you know, the hand of God. The hand of God, what does it do? It gives insight, it gives opportunity, it gives guidance. Here it is. It's also it's the first letter of the name of God in Hebrew also, Yod-He-Vav-He, Yod. Now, under the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, we have the Queen of Wands, you, and the Empress. So this affects directly your divine feminine. And the divine feminine is the part before we act, that guides the way we act, the decisions we make, because the feminine is responsible to how we perceive things, to the insight, the intuition. How you perceive will affect right away the choices you make, because you can only choose from what you perceive, from what you understand. You know, that's why the pillar of the feminine is the pillar of understanding. Then what you do with it, masculine pillar, is the pillar of wisdom, using the understanding to direct our actions. So here, there will be kind of the hand of God helping you to understand how the 5 of Pentacles was affecting everything you were carrying. And it's kind of readjusting here your Queen of Wands, what you attract towards you based on what you desire, unconsciously and consciously. So let's clarify this for you, Aries. What you focus on. All right. I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. Help me clarify this reading for Aries for the month of August 2023. Yes, that's it. August 2023. Okay, show me that 6 of Cups here with the 7 in return, in reverse. All right. Here we have the 4 of Cups and the Fool. The Fool, if you look at this, it jumps in faith. He's got that white flower in his hand of purity. with spirit by his side, guiding him or warning him or whatever. And that's why he has faith to jump. In the Rider-Waite, the position is of the wand with the no baggage on it. Okay, we don't have like a bunch of wands that block our view. We have just a little baluchon, just a little bag that is the minimum. And usually the wand is in the same alignment as the sun. As, you know, if we look at the sunflower, what does it do? It looks at the sun, looks at our aspiration, at our light, at what wants to emanate from us. And the wand, the actions are from above going below. From above going below. Or here we have the Four of Cups, where it's like it's always going to be like what I've known. I don't know about that extra cup. So if it's always going to be like what I've known, then I can project in front of me my past. And then I'm stuck in it. So the fact that this is like this, with the Fool, this is what the message of the High Priestess and the Pope is all about. To free yourself from your old memories, old emotional vibrations, so that you can experiment something different than what you've always known. Let's look at the High Priestess. And if you had that message, you know, when the node shift happened this month, it's really going to anchor itself so that it's not just a knowledge, but it becomes an understanding, so that it goes all the way to your divine feminine here, freeing Venus to be active in you. All right. Here we have Two of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. When the Two of Cups is in reverse, it's all those misconnections, those potentials that weren't meant, weren't carried on, that you didn't feel. The mirrors were like showing the incapacity of committing, of planting, you know, things like that. She was talking about this so that you can, and talking about your movement forward, okay? Here we have the High Priestess and the Pope, the Empress and the Emperor, the feminine, the masculine, the invisible, the visible, the two pillars, understanding and wisdom. And the way we understand something. If we understand something wrongly, you can shove as much wisdom as you want. It will never go in the same way. Wisdom has to come from an inner understanding. You know, that's why every generation has to repeat a bit the same, not quite mistakes. Why don't we just have the wisdom of our, you know, ancestors, and it would be infused in us? Sometimes it works, but usually it has to become an inner understanding, and we understand it on a different level from one generation to another. So we're living it differently, but we understand it deeper, more conscious every time. And here it's about maybe carrying all of those events where you didn't feel connected to others and pentacles weren't put in for XY reasons. It's kind of asking you to release that, because this is part of the old sadnesses. Part of the old sadnesses that made you, you know, the sadness in reverse. not being able to celebrate life with the people around you. Here, understanding it finally, what the High Priestess is showing you. And talking of your value and what you want to build. See, here, all those times that you weren't able to build, and it created sadness, and maybe you weren't able to build because you were carrying sadness. There's something you're understanding about this. Let's look at that tower, trying to bring down something, trying to let die, to let purify, to finish that Seven of Cups, Venus in Scorpio. To let die, really, the old projections of misconnections, of things that weren't able to be built. And here I have Seven of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Feeling of having been robbed, wronged, or feeling so disempowered when it comes to this. That we're just not doing the moves, the inspired moves that would come from a free heart chakra. And we're not doing it because it's still our reality that we will not be received, or we're outside of the loop anyway. And let's look at that. Eight of... Yeah. The Tower's bringing you to help you make a decision. Here, the Lovers. So, High Priestess, Pope, Emperor, Empress. To free that Ten of Wands. All of that I've been talking about, so that you can release it. It is a decision, Lovers, when it comes to others. And so that you can start with a brand new wand, a brand new way of bringing your power, your willpower, your fire. And here I stop on the Ace of Cups, of allowing yourself that cup. Ace of Sword with the Sun. Bit like, it's almost like having an understanding about what Ace of Sword upright, what life is all about. And stop being stuck in your head, preventing yourself from being out there because of what you've lived in the past. You probably felt that surgence of, I'm starting to shift. By emptying the old cup, the old memories. This is how you can get new. This is how you can get free. And this is how you can start experimenting different things, because they will not be projected in front, and therefore from that's the only thing you can make decisions from, which make the results, which feed your reality and influences your perception. And you see the cycle here, never-ending cycle. Let's look at that Five of Pentacles. And always feeling a bit out of the loop, having a hard time investing yourself, and not feeling inspired, wanted, in abundance, in that I am loved by the universe, therefore it's normal that everything that comes from me and that I invest will be fruitful. And this needs to be an inner knowing. In your waters, it's obvious. Here with the Empress, we have the Devil in reverse. That's good. With the Five of Swords in reverse. My mental as a karma. As a karma, this is very, let's say like this. It's very hard to live. It's close to depression in a way, because we're always down speaking us, cutting our opportunities before we even invest in them because of XY reasons of what happened in the past, what is always with me, and so on. So it really keeps us in a prison and prevents us from expanding beyond it. Queen of Wands. And therefore attracting situations that will be only in of that realm. But I think you're kind of going to understand that in a way that will be, maybe you'll see it outside of you, and that is what is going to be reflected in you. So for some of you at the end of the month, since these, let's say, vibrations of the Empress will be strong, and we do have Venus retrograde, so that means, of course, she's going to be revisiting these things. But your challenge will be to let that insight guide you for what you believe is right, what you perceive in front of you, so that it can readjust your perception. Okay, Queen of Swords. So that it can readjust your perception and your inner knowing. That your inner knowing is just, it's not just the definition of what you've went through, and therefore it's that. But that inner knowing of your soul, that is much grander than your human tribulation, and that can guide you in a much better way. So this month it's going to be for you, my beautiful Aries, a huge readjustment of, well, a big insight, a download, huge download. I'm going to call it huge download. Maybe you won't have time to process all of that download during the month. It's probably going to, continue next month, because this is going to clear a lot of things, and it's very balanced when it comes to this. It's going to have an effect, left brain, right away, feminine, masculine, invisible, visible. It's that holistic understanding. So I'm going to call this big download for you. And of course, all my love and light during the month. And if you want a private reading, of course, there's a website below where you can, book a reading if you want. And of course, it's only 1 month in advance. And this month I'm taking 2 weeks off. So if it's all booked up, don't worry. New days and dates will rise up every day. So on this, my beautiful Aries, thank you for watching, sharing, commenting. Please subscribe to help grow the channel. Thank you also for the ones of you who gave donations. It helps more than you think. And on this, all my love and light. And I'll see you next month. Bye-bye.